So this is a really interesting moment that I'm about to show you. Joe Biden accidentally tells the truth about Trump. He really says the quiet part out loud here. He's admitting a mistake that he made, which now I think in retrospect, if he could go back, he definitely would not do the same thing. So let's watch and then we'll break it down.
All American, no matter where they lived, whether they went to college or not, I was determined to restore U.S. leadership in industries of the future. 4 years later, we have proof that the playbook is at least now working. Within the first 2 months of office, I signed the American Rescue Plan.
What he's saying is that, all of the big policy changes he made, the big bills he signed, he's saying just now we're starting to get the positive effects of them. And to be fair to him, that is true, right? The infrastructure bill, for example, was a huge deal. The IRA, huge deal. And creating 800,000 manufacturing jobs. The CHIPS Act, huge deal. And this is one of the frustrating things, is that when we start getting all of the economic gains brought about by these democratic laws, Trump is going to be in there to take credit. Now, that's assuming he's not stupid enough to try to repeal some of these wins, which I got to be honest with you guys, I do think he's smart enough to not try to repeal Biden's biggest laws, his biggest bills that were the most successful. I think he's smart enough to know, because you see Republicans do this all the time. They will vote against the IRA and then turn around and brag about some project in their district which was funded by the IRA. They voted against it, then they pat themselves on the back for it. It's the most dishonest, weaselly prick thing I've ever seen in politics in my life. These people are just liars, rotten scumbags and liars. That's what they are. And what Biden is saying is, look, I did these things on the economy, pretty fucking good. Now we're starting to see the benefits of it. And he's about to let the reality slip here, which is devastating and true.
The most significant economic recovery package in our history. And also learned something from Donald Trump. He signed checks for people for $7,400 because we passed the plan. And I didn't. Stupid. Anyway.
What he's admitting there is, during COVID, Trump, the Republicans and the Democrats, actually it was mostly the Democrats in Congress, but Trump signed a bill that had stimmy checks in there for regular people during COVID when people desperately needed it, right? I forget the exact number. I think it was like $700 that Trump did, something like that. And so Trump held up the process. Held up the process. Made it, no, don't send the checks out yet. We need to change something. Put my name on those bitches. Put my name on him. And he put his name on it. Checks go out. And look, there's a lot of low information voters in the country. They saw they got a check with Donald Trump's name on it. And then this time around for this election, they were like, hey, I remember when Homie sent me a check with his name on it. Maybe he'll send us another check. CBS, I believe it was, literally wrote an article about voters who have expressed, hey, maybe if I vote for Trump, he'll send us another check. And that's why some people voted for Trump, right? And at the time, the rhetoric around it was like, look, this is tacky. This is unbecoming of a president. This is like really low for him to do. Because again, he held up the process of getting the checks out in order to get his name on them. But guess what? You have to make your own argument, right? And there's no better argument than, here's a check with my fucking name on it. Remember who gave you the money. I mean, this is literally like a trick from gangsters back in the day. You could have some mafia boss who goes around and hands out free turkeys on Thanksgiving, literally personally. And then they go, oh, look, the gangster guy gave me a turkey. He's not so bad. It's the oldest trick in the book. And what are the Democrats? When they go low, we go high. Who, us? No. It is unbecoming of a statesman to put my name on my checks that I send out. This is about the United States government and our honor and our history. Good stuff. Yeah. Bad move. Because the Democrats sent out a bigger check. Biden didn't put his name on it. It was $1,400. Originally, it was Warnock and Ossoff in Georgia ran on $2,000 checks. Apparently, they were pushing hard for that behind the scenes. But of course, the government functions as the government functions, and the Democrats are weak as they're weak. And so they've, we'll do, that's what it was, $600 from Trump and then $1,400 from Biden. And he said, oh, look, if you add it together, it's $2,000. I told you $2,000 checks. You already got $600. I'm going to do $1,400. And it was annoying, right? Because it's like, you said $2,000. Just do fucking $2,000, right? But he still sent out more than Trump did, significantly more than Trump did. But he didn't put his fucking name on the checks. And so now, how many of those people who went to the voting booth and said, yeah, I guess I'll vote for Trump because his name was on the check. How much of that could have been avoided in a scenario where you put your name on the checks? And so he's saying, look, it was stupid of me. That's right. You have to make your own case. You have to make your own argument. Trump is so shameless, he'll make an argument for himself even when he's completely and utterly in the wrong. Whereas Democrats, even when they're in the right, they will refuse to make an argument for themselves. And that's on them, right? That's on them. I said this before, but if Build Back Better passed, the original Build Back Better, Democrats would have won. Kamala would have won. The original Build Back Better had paid family leave, childcare, universal pre-K, free community college, expanding Medicare, higher minimum wage, lowering all prescription drug prices, not just some, and an expanded child tax credit, among other things. Now imagine you pass that law, it goes into effect, and you get to go out there and be like, who just gave you paid family leave? Who just gave you childcare? Who just gave you universal pre-K? Who just increased the minimum wage? Who just expanded Medicare? Who just lowered all prescription drug prices? I'm your Huckleberry dog. I just gave you all those things that you are enjoying. Vote for me. I know you're going to vote for me. I know you're going to vote for me because I delivered for you. But there's none of that. Even when they do decent things, they don't fucking talk about it. They run away from it. When Biden pulled out of Afghanistan and the media attacked him for it, they all ran away. Every Democrat in the country ran away. Instead of being like, hey, suck my nuts. We're right. Everybody wanted to end the Afghanistan war. We finally fucking ended it. So you should be celebrating us, bitch. Nope, they don't have it in them. They do not have it in them. So, yeah, he's right. He's right. It is the truth about Trump. He's willing to do things like this, and you might wish we lived in a world where that didn't have an impact and that's viewed as tacky, him putting his name on the checks, but we don't live in that world. You have to live in the world that we're actually in. And so it looks like lesson learned for him, but are other Democrats going to learn the lesson? I don't know, man. I hope so, but I also kind of doubt it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.